Yes, people, welcome to Never Foul. It's your host, Cass, doing the most as per usual, joined by LB and the loser, Dan. I should put him in jail again, really and truly. He's got 5 on it.
Fair play that he's still got his Chelsea shirts behind him, man. Because if I was a Chelsea fan, they would be coming straight down, bro. I can't lie.
That's not what football's about, LB. Come on, mate.
I big up
you
Dan,
had dark
man.
days once.
Dan got absolutely roasted. But what's it called? Monts will be here in about a minute, and then the Kunle will be in about 10 minutes. So don't worry, we're going to talk about the Arsenal and Chelsea game. And then we're going to, first and foremost, obviously want to, well, actually, I don't know what I want to talk about first. Because I don't know what's more depressing. Replacing Klopp for a Ten Hag, or aka Slot, the slut, or Chelsea and Arsenal, and Chelsea getting battered 5-0. LB, what do you think is more depressing? Be honest.
Look at Dan's face. He doesn't want to be here, so we have to just rub salt in the wounds. Dan, we'll have 10 minutes. We'll have 10 minutes of roasting your football club, bro, and therefore roasting you. And then we'll move on to Liverpool, and then we'll roast them as well. But is that all right? 10 minutes, bro?
Mate, I'm here. I don't mind. Roast us as long as you want. The truth's the truth.
I think we need more than 10 minutes, you know, because
sure, bro. I'm just looking at the guy's face, bro. He don't want to be here, man. He doesn't want to be here.
Because Kudley's going to be here in 10 minutes, and I'm thinking Kudley's not going to let Dan breathe. Not after. Remember, it was only last week when he was talking about the burnabout. The burnabout and the same and all that.
It's different. It's different though. Like Chelsea are on a whole nother level. Like I feel like yesterday was like it was different. Today I've realised what actually happened last night. Like I've realised
what happened, bro. Tell us what happened, innit?
Do you know what that is? That is the absolute embodiment of what happens to a football club when owners like Todd Boehly get their hands on it. That is the outcome. It's taken this long to get to that level. Obviously, it's been coming and things have happened that have been really bad. That is the pinnacle of shite. That is what has happened. That is everything that could possibly go wrong. A bad manager, a bad group of players, a club rotten to the core, a toxic fan base. That is all of it put into one. That is what happens.
Well, it's making fans do this now.
Fucking scrape it, innit? Sorry, lad. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Just scrape it. Just scrape that in. Scrape that project. Look at that. Scrape.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't seen that.
Sorry.
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
Sorry.
Father. Oh, he had a scrap at Wembo as well. Oh my gosh, he's losing his head.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
He smashed the Coke bottle.
He smashed it and then was like, oh, sorry. Oh, guy.
Oh, man.
Your club is finished, bro. You know what I said? I didn't watch along for it yet last night. I said, right, because you just won the Champions League, innit? Yeah, you just won the Champions League, right?
3 years ago, yeah.
Do you think if someone said to you, I'm going to give you £1 billion to spend on this football club, you have to ruin this football club? I don't think I would be able to ruin it as bad as Todd Boehly's ruined it, mate. Like, that is what he's done to destroy the club is actually low-key impressive. Like, I'm sitting here saying, how have you spent £1 billion and destroyed the club when you just won the Champions League? I actually take my hat off to Todd Boehly. I'm sitting here thinking, how has he managed to do that? That is insane that he has got the club into this position. That team that you had last night, yeah, I actually went through your whole squad. There's about 3 players that I take. Yeah, maybe 4 actually. One of them was Thiago Silva, by the way, who's basically at the end of his career. You know what I mean? Like, how has he spent £1 billion and you're left with this? That Nicholas Jackson, by the way. Oh Lord, man, he's not I don't know what he is. You know what I mean? He is poor. Gallagher is not good enough for Chelsea. Enzo, I don't know what he's done. Caicedo, by the way, yeah, I think he's got off this season very, very lightly. Yeah, Monts. I'll talk on it, bro. I can't lie. I can't lie. Monts had to hold it at the start of the season. Yeah, pause. You know what I'm saying? But it's what it is. You know, he got Endo. everyone was laughing and saying, "Who is this guy? Who is Endo? You missed out on Caicedo. Caicedo rejected you." But Monts is sitting there now, and he knows that was the best outcome because this Caicedo on the ball ability, he is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, now maybe he can put a tackle in and whatever, but he's not good on the ball at all. I don't know what Enzo's meant to be doing. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
I don't know what he's good at.
The two centre backs last night, by
what's
the
he good at?
way, just quickly, them two centre backs last night, I would, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd rather start the game with 9 men and have no centre backs on the pitch than have Badi Chile and Disassi at the back. They are absolutely shocking. Why Chalobah and why Thiago Silva didn't start, I have no idea. Big up Petrovic. He's actually like pretty decent. But other than that, mate, your club is just fucking, I mean, you know this, innit? But your club is finished, bro. And this is what I'm saying. You won a Champions League. You had a decent team. All he needed to do is spend a bit of money and improve it. He spent £1 billion and destroyed the team, destroyed the football club. It's honestly, man, congratulations, Todd. That is special.
Yeah, honestly, I can't lie, Dennis. It's looking bad, man. I like that Senegalese Jar Jar Binks. I think he's all right. Like, honestly, he's decent on the wing. He's on the left. I actually like him, but his decision making.
He ain't a winger though. When he plays out on the left, he's poor. It's when he drifts there from striker. When our left winger ain't doing the job. Bunch,
my agenda against Enslo Fernandez, honestly, will continue forever now. Because that guy, I don't know, other than passing, which you know what? In the first half, he was actually quite decent. But see, the off the ball stuff is crazy garbage. We're talking bin juice at the bottom of the barrel. We're talking about the thing that you have to scrape and wash out. That's Enslo. So, and then you got Caicedo, aka Bugs Life. Yeah, him. Monts, you dodged the bullet. Lavia should have been your first choice, as you say. He should be your first, not even a second. Not even a second. You should change that line. Yeah, and the back line, it's true. Chalobah, why didn't play? You had flipping, like I said, you thought you had the second coming of Christ coming, but you got Gilchrist instead. Gilchrist, whatever you want to fucking name is. That sounds like Watercrest.
Mad Max.
Mad Max, aka Mr. EDO himself, the spawn of Tommy Robinson. Honestly, crazy. You got Cucurella giving out his pussy to Saka.
Nah. I won't. You know what?
Man are calling
I won't have that one.
Wait, man are calling him RD. Fuck off. Fuck off. Man are calling him H.
Nah, mate, I met Arnie the other day. You know, if Alfie Gilchrist is the same size as him, I'd be shocked, mate.
RD is crazy. That is crazy. RD at right back is nuts.
I swear down Cucurella's.
Nah, Cass. You know what? Yeah, I'll take it all. But I'm not even lying. Last night, and for the majority of this season, Cucurella has actually been all right. And he actually didn't lose that battle last night on more than, I think he lost one occasion to Saka. Saka absolutely turned him inside out, and he got back and recovered for the block. He was the best defender.
He also got absolutely bullied off Ben White, bro, on that corner.
Yeah, do you know what?
That's why he started having a paddy. He stomped up and down like this. He was going, oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you know what, LB? Say what you want, yeah. But if Pep had got hold of Cucurella when you wanted him, I think you'd be looking at one of the best defensive players in the league right now.
Thank God we didn't, bro.
No, honestly, I think you would. I swear. I think he is a good player who needs a good coach. And I think he's finally actually understood what Pochettino's asking from him. But unfortunately, Pochettino as a coach is a wreck, mate. Like, it's bad. But I think Ben White probably caused Cucurella more problems because Mudrik's defensive capabilities and work rate is just non-existent. So Cucurella was literally doubled up, one inverting on him and one heading on the outside. Like, it makes it difficult, but he did a far better job than what Alfie did on the right. Like our fullbacks weren't great yesterday, but our biggest issues came through the middle of the pitch. Caicedo, Enzo, Disassi, and Badashile, they're all shocking. They're all not at it in terms of footballing ability. They're way below a mid-table standard. I agree with everything you said about how if you took over a club that had just won the Champions League a year ago and someone offered you £1 billion and said, improve this club, like maybe make some tweaks to a model that's already been really successful, not one person would have given you the blueprint that Clear Lake Capital, Todd Boehly, whoever coughed up. It's an absolute mess. I said it last night on my own video, and just basically said that how can you take £1 billion and end up with the talent pool you have right now at the club and a manager who isn't exactly renowned for managing the type of players that he's got in? But how is any manager really meant to be getting success out of this team? I even think some of the best managers in the world would be only a couple positions higher in the league because there's big issues at this club. And boys, I'm not going to lie, I'm scared. I think the Chelsea I knew and people have known since the early 90s is no longer, it's just no more.
We said it. Look, when Kunle comes in, sorry, man, it's just we can praise Arsenal, do all of that stuff, yeah. But it's like that second half, it's just mad. It's you know what that Kai Havertz thing told me, yeah. It's like when David Moyes, when he took over Man United and went back to Goodison Park and Old Trafford, and we lost to Everton both times. I remember like it was yesterday. It's the same thing. It's a slap in the face, like. And with you lot, I can't lie. Like, I know you people in here that are Chelsea fans. It's obviously it's not nice to hear, innit? But I ain't gonna cap. You might be finished. Like, legit, I think you're swapping places with Tottenham.
No, we're worse.
I don't think you're gonna be bad forever. Let's get one thing straight. It's not gonna stay forever. But I don't see it being a challenging team until that ball changes. Anyways, like at least minimum.
Let's be real, Cass. Like, Man United had a downfall. Liverpool have been quiet for a few years, like before anything happened. Like Man City before 2008. The only team where I think Chelsea have any relevancy to right now is maybe Man City before 2008 or like West Ham. Like they're mid-table. So Tottenham haven't been this bad in the Premier League in my lifetime, I don't think.
What?
Manchester City, I don't think they have, mate. I don't think Tottenham have been.
How long have you been around? How long have you been around? How long have you been around?
Since 94.
Yeah, you definitely seen Tottenham be that bad.
I don't think I have, mate. I really don't think I have.
I
mean, LB's like 40 years old, so he would know.
No, I don't remember Tottenham being this bad because
do we not remember last season? Like
they weren't on this level though. They weren't on this level. They
were well better than Chelsea last year.
And Chelsea were worse than Spurs last year, Cass, as well.
All right, let's go back to 2005-06. Tottenham were cheeks. I still remember we was slapped.
2005-06, bro. They finished 5th under Martin Yard. Yeah. They were decent under Martin Yard. You have to go back. You have to go back to David Pleat in 2003. They finished 14th.
Oh my!
But after 2003, 2004,
are you talking?
LB, the next season after that, right? Next season after that, where did they finish? Like after 14th, the next season.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. After that, they were like top 7.
That's what I'm saying. They bounced back or improved. Chelsea have finished there, and like if we finish the season off as just gifting out points, because ideally we might as well lose to Villa at the weekend because we don't want Tottenham to get Europe. Then that would actually help Villa in their cause to get Europe over Spurs. Like we're just going to be handing out points left, right, and centre. We could finish worse than 12th.
Yeah, Tottenham finished 9th in 2004. There we go. Tottenham then finished 5th. Oh yeah, you're right. The Martin Yole team. Then they finished 5th. You know what? To be fair, then Tottenham finished 11th in 2008 and 9. There we go.
Yeah, but that was one day Ramos, wasn't it? He was just a dead manager.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you are the new Spurs. No, it's true. Then we see it.
Look, I'll be honest. We're worse.
When you finished under Tuchel, you finished where? 3rd?
Not his first season. Maybe second. We finished 3rd. Yeah.
What was his second season? When did he finish?
First full season, wasn't it? It was his first full season. Really.
He finished 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, 3rd.
The season before.
He took over, didn't he? He took over from Lamp, so it doesn't really count. But probably about 5th, 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've done 5th, 6th, you've done a 3rd,
but one Champions League.
Then you've done a 12th, and now you're in 9th. Yeah, you're the new Tottenham.
Yeah, but we're falling. We're not moving up from 9th.
I think you're being generous there, Carsten. I think they're worse.
What are you saying? What we saying? West Ham.
This is the biggest mismanagement of a global entity of business or sporting club ever. Like this is horrifically bad.
No,
this is like. Do you know what this fall off is like? Remember when 2010, yeah, everyone had a BlackBerry. You couldn't imagine everyone not having a BlackBerry. And then a year later, no one had a BlackBerry and everyone had an iPhone. And now BlackBerry isn't even in existence pretty much. That's what this is
Yeah.
like. Chelsea were
Yeah.
there. Chelsea, it's like saying to BlackBerry, everyone has one on your phones. Do not mess this up. Like, you can go on forever. And they literally fumbled the bag. This is literally what Boehly and Clearlake Capital have done. They had arguably one of the top 3 most successful clubs in England of the last 20 years. And they fumbled the bag big time.
No, I hear it. And I can't like El Jefe, yeah. Spurs are not rent free in my head. You've not even won a trophy to be in my head, so allow it. You lot are just the pinnacle of a joke. So, anyways, moving on from that. No, I don't like. I look at West Ham, yeah, and they're trying to get Amarim before you lot. Now that's a bit worrying in itself because they got some ballers there that probably won't stay, but they're showing some ambition within their board. Like you look at this, you can even look at their signings, months like as well. West Ham, and they're showing some ambition at where they want to be. Brighton are showing some ambition. I don't think they have the money to compete with someone like Chelsea. That's the difference, right? And then now I look at Liverpool, who we're talking later again, on a slot. You look at Man United, who might be taking your boy in Tuchel, maybe even Zidane. And he's like, what does Chelsea have left over? Because I don't know about you guys, yeah. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. I think Pochettino's staying. I think he's staying for another season, or at least half the season. Don't you think once? Like what? Because there's no links with Chelsea, and there's always a link.
I think they're just trying to, because they got rid of Potter, and it's almost like a carbon copy situation. Like, even the personally, I think Potter was better, but even though they got rid of Potter earlier, I think they're just not trying to repeat what they did. They're not trying to rinse and repeat. I think that's what it is. I think now they're trying to stick with the manager and to see where it goes. I think any manager that steps into this Chelsea side maybe takes them to about 8 max. Like I say it all the time. You keep having manager conversations about this team. Players aren't that good.
Yeah.
Players aren't that good.
They need recruitment as well, but at the same time, I don't think it's helped by the manager. I think they're both shit. How about that? They both
They are.
They're both shit.
Both sides of the coin.
But I think Poch is going to get more time. I agree. Because Potter didn't get time. I think they're just trying to go another direction with it. So if they're going to stand on business and they're going to do that, then we'll have to see. But genuinely, what I'm seeing tactically, it's not great. But because if they've had 2 good cup runs, the American owners are going to think, oh, yeah, dude, they had 2 good cup runs, man. Let's just keep another year, man. Come on now. That's what they're probably thinking over there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, more long may it continue in it.
The only way they'll realize, right, is when they aren't able to take out money from the club that they were expecting to take out because we're not generating the money that we should be through league positions and what trophies bring you in terms of finances and what good players get you in revenue from sales. If they can't generate that type of money, they'll start to realize that's the only way they're going to be aware that their model isn't working. The biggest issue as well is like what you're saying, Mons, is that tactically we're horrific. And actually, without Cole Palmer putting us through in some games, we're probably talking about Chelsea in a relegation battle this year rather than fighting for mid-table.
Good. Long may it fucking continue. I wonder who's got, so next season that will be, yeah. If they have another shit season, yeah. If they have another shit season, do we legit have to start talking? And let's say they don't finish 6th for any in the top positions. Do we have to start revamping what the top 6 is?
Oh, the top 6, yeah, bro.
I mean,
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Man. Like,
you've got to at least finish 6th minimum.
Well, that's what Dan's saying, isn't it? Like, do we now have to? Is this now just Chelsea? Is this?
Yeah.
You're saying like if they have another bad year, how do we know this isn't a bad year? This might be a good year for this current Chelsea team.
If Cole Palmer leaves,
it could get worse. They could get worse next year.
What are you saying? 100 million Man United boy comes over back to Manchester.
What, 120 million Cole Palmer, I reckon. Why not? Like, people would pay that. And Todd Boehly would sell in a heartbeat.
That's what I like to hear.
Boys, hear me out on this, yeah, but Cole Palmer don't care about Chelsea. He cares that he's been given an opportunity to prove it at a club better than Burnley, which was his only option other than staying at City on the bench. So he cares about getting his move back. And if City come back in and said, look, we've made a mistake and offer a good amount of money, fine. But I don't think that will happen. But who knows? Man United, like your Ineos guy is obviously going to be big on English talent, I think. Cole Palmer's one of the biggest out there. If he was to come in with money, there's other clubs out there willing to spend. He's better than Saka. Arsenal might look at that. You just don't know where. But I'm telling you, there's no loyalties in this Chelsea squad at all, anywhere, bar Conor Gallagher and Alfie Gilchrist. That's it.
Mm.
And there are
Uh,
worse players as well.
Automated Dad said new name, Nicholas Jackson 5. Why didn't I think of that? Like, I forgot you held 5. Nicholas Jackson 5. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that one. But are we doing Arsenal a little bit of a disservice? I know we got 2 rivals on there, like that's chasing the title, LB and Mons, right? But are we doing Arsenal a little bit of disservice? Like, at the same time, they did smash that team 5-0. You know, they did bounce
But
back.
Chelsea had their own chances as well, Cass. On another day,
Yeah,
you know, that first half, Chelsea had a good number of good opportunities. You know what I mean? So, I mean, again, I expected Arsenal to eat. I did a show with Poch, and I said, listen, you'll put Chelsea aside easily. You know what I mean?
Think
The
that
fact
easy
side,
though, LB.
yeah, bro. At the end of the day, I knew you was shit anyway, because when we played you on Sunday, or Saturday, my team couldn't move, and you still couldn't beat us.
Yeah, bro, that's one of the worst games of football I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my team literally was like struggling to move around the pitch because it was that knackered, and you still couldn't win. So I knew that Arsenal, was going to do it. But at the end of the day, like, Arsenal, they got the job done, built to them. I always knew they'd create chances. But Chelsea had their own chances as well in the first half. You know what I mean? I think Arsenal will actually have to be a lot better defensively against Spurs. So
I actually don't think
Arsenal
Arsenal were at their best last night. I really don't. I think they just found it so easy to cut through Chelsea's team and to like press Chelsea with ease. Really, like we couldn't.
Which is a compliment a bit of a compliment to Arsenal, that as well, though. The fact that they put 5
I think it is. I genuinely think I've seen Arsenal play better than I have. I think the scoreline is obviously generous, and they took their foot off the gas at 70 minutes. That could have been 6-7. So I can't believe they didn't go for it after Chelsea beating them 6-0 on the 1000th game. I can't believe they didn't go for it. But
yeah, I've got to agree. Yeah, but see, with Arsenal, it's like it's just, you know what that game reminded me of. You lot are probably gonna laugh at me, but when Chelsea were at Old Trafford, we were cutting through that midfield like it was butter. Like literally, it was so easy just to put a 1-2. It's a bit like when you lot went Anfield. It's a bit like when you went Old Trafford, and it's the same thing what happened at Arsenal. It's the 1-2 in and around that midfield, and it was quick. Erdegaard was literally playing FIFA. He had manual mechanics on. He didn't have assisted or semi-assisted. He had manual on. He was putting through balls in like it was no tomorrow. Like it was so easy. You know what it is? You draw out Caicedo, because he was high up the pitch. Enzo can't defend anyway, so who gives a shit? Just passing around him. Where Gallagher is as well at the same time, that Partey Rice Erdegaard combination is what we thought we was going to see all season. And we got that yesterday. I don't know what you're about to say, Mons, but it's too easy. Like, it's like they abandoned their 4-4-2 principle yesterday and went for 4-3-3 again. Usually they set up in that mid block against a big side, and it's like Pochettino, brainless, dead, decides he wants to go for something else.
He went 5 at the back at like 4-0
At one point, because it was embarrassing. Were you just going to say, Mons?
First of all, it was pretty much like when we beat you guys by 5. It was that type of game. Genuinely, you know, Salah scores the hat trick, and whatnot. I think you guys, not you, and I say you guys. I think when we're looking at Chelsea and we're speaking about Chelsea, they only have a few moments in them, and we can now only associate that with bottom half of the table sides. Like tactically, as you said, like for me, Odegaard that's the best performance. That's the best individual performance I've seen from a midfielder this season, hands down. Hands down.
Yeah.
Like let's not even beat around the bush. There is no better midfield performance. Like everything he done was perfect. Each touch, the half turn, I can only remember one pass that where he tried to outside the foot to like Saka in the middle of the play. Anyway, there's everything he done: touch, pass, awareness, even his aggression, winning the ball back. Odegaard, if he can do that and he can keep improving, bro, he's already a special footballer, but he is special, man. Like he is out of this world. It's crazy. And I know Chelsea tend to make players look better than what they are, but he still had to go out there and do it. Like, as much as I can do that, I can sit here and say, oh, well, Liverpool had a depleted team and went and smacked them 4-1 at home. And they've done this and they've been beaten by that, but you still got to get the job done. Chelsea have still given other teams problems this season, you know, because you never know what Chelsea are going to get sometimes. And Odegaard, for me, special. I'm like some of those through balls were just delightful to watch. No matter what team you support, yeah, that is real football, in it. That is a real footballer right there. Very, very lucky to have him. 30 million as well. Best, probably one of the best signings. Probably if he continues like this at Arsenal and doesn't leave anytime soon, he'll go down as one of the best signings for money in the last 10 years for me.
Don't you think it's crazy, Monts? Like remember this kid when he was coming through at like somewhere in Norway and he was like under 15, like wonder kid. But this just wasn't his game. This isn't what we were seeing on other clips. He looked like a Norwegian Neymar. It was all about skills, flair. The way he's matured into the player that he's become is like unbelievable. I never saw him becoming this player ever. Like, especially when he was at Madrid and even his early days at Sociedad, like he just never looked like this. He's come to Arsenal and he's just become unreal. And do you know what? Like, he's actually their captain as well, and he leads with absolute example. The performance last night, if KDB had put in that performance, everyone would be waxing lyrical about KDB and how good he is, whatever. Like that, this discussion needs to get moving with Odegaard because, yeah, look, beginning of the season, he didn't really show up. But the level we're seeing now, like you said, best midfield performance in the Premier League this season, possibly Europe. Like, it was unbelievable.
Honestly, like they have to. I know how bad this Chelsea team is, and we've got to have context. But like we've done this for every other kind of smashing when big teams kind of have a one-sided affair. As I said, when we beat Man United, bro, I've waxed lyrical about a Salah performance, or do you know what I'm saying? I've waxed lyrical about a Firmino performance against Man United, but Man United were drops. These guys, they were horrible. But I'm still waxing lyrical and go this because you still have to go out there and get it done. How many times? Like, cool. Look how much better Liverpool are. Look how much better than we are at Man United now. Do you know what I'm saying? And no one turned up against the bad Man United side. So it's very easy for these games to end 1-1 or to end 2-2. It can happen. So you have to, just because the latter team isn't the level that they usually are, you still got to give credit to these crazy performances. I think it's as simple as that, really. As a fan who's my own players, when I've respectively beat, you know, certain teams by a large amount of goals, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. By the way, guys, smash the like button. Over 900 of you in here and 178 likes. What is this? If I times that number by 5, you get Chelsea. So we need to be hitting them Chelsea score lines, yeah? So please smash the like button. 180 times by 5 makes around whatever it does, like roughly about 900. If my maths is off, then it's off. I don't care. Just like Chelsea's form, just like their squad, just like their board, just like their finished institute of their 20-year history of club. So yeah, even though Dan wants to big up all these FA Cups that he won prior to that, like anyone gives a shit. But yeah, it's a bit like LB, and it's like, not being funny, I think Man City won more than Chelsea did back before your money era as well. No one wants to talk about that. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much. We've been well done, Cass. What did I do? It is 900. I didn't get an A in maths for nothing. Come on. It's something you teach there. That does work. But yeah, no, the last part I was going to say on Arsenal, obviously, it provides pressure tonight for Liverpool. Liverpool got Everton. What?
Sorry, someone said this supporter top.
That looks like Everton's new shirt. Is that what you're doing, Mons?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, it looks like Everton's new shirt. Don't you think? It looks kind of like.
I'm a bit surprised that he's wearing blue on the day that
blue.
they play.
Yeah.
He's wearing blue for Chelsea.
What
is it? Defo not wearing blue for Chelsea. I can assure you.
Guys in the chat, is that Everton's new kit? Can someone confirm in the chat for me? Because that's kind of shag mode. Anyways, is that Arne Slot on the kit? Is that Ten Hag on the kit?
Yeah, no, weird. It's called the Replay FC kit that we wore when we played at the Molineux.
Yeah, okay, decent.
It's called.
Scored a pen in that one, didn't you, Monts? Scored a pen in that.
Yeah, come on, Upload United. More goals at the Molineux than quite a lot of Premier League players. Just saying. Same year as Anthony in a year at Premier League Stadium. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Sign me up.
And obviously Brighton's got Man City as well in a couple of days, but If anyone's going to feel the pressure today, it's going to be you, Mons. But big up to Arsenal for that win. Do it again, please, because we need it against Tottenham. Yes, we need it against Tottenham. I want Arsenal to win this league. I don't know if people don't know yet, but as Deji will say, I'll shake my bum violently for that situation. But yeah, moving on to a little bit about Liverpool. Munch, you got your own Ten Hag. You've got a bull Dutchman in the reins. You know, I heard it's Pep Linda's very good friend.
Just dead.
How do you go from Klopp to Ten Hag? You got him from Arne. We're gonna call him Arne Slut. That's what we're gonna call him, Arne Slut.
We're gonna call him on shots. On shots. Yeah, because that's what it's gonna be when we start balling out. Even though I'm saying that with a fake smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
speak on it, man. Because you know what? I didn't watch a Liverpool stream on Monday. Obviously, I don't know if it did come up on Monday. No, yeah, it only came out yesterday, to be fair. Man says slot shamed.
Man, I'm calling him cum shot. Don't I hear you now?
Yeah, you are actually done, bro.
Is this another finished institution? Are we saying that Michael Edwards isn't at the wheel?
Nah. Do you know what? Edwards said he's going for the right choice, not the popular choice. So hopefully, you know, it can be Vin Diesel and Kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Go for one of those rather than flipping slot machine or whatever you man want to keep calling them. Because I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not a fan of managers coming from the Eredivisie, especially because of your manager. And the worst thing is, you know that picture I have on BSB where the guy's doing the splits, the ball manager's doing the splits. Now it applies to me now. That's what's tapped now. I'm about to delete that.
Brother looks like a thumb.
Bro, it's Pete. Do you know what though? I genuinely don't know what to expect with him in it. Like, obviously he's got a good style of play at Feyenoord and that, but like, bro,
4-4-2. That's what
to have that translate into the premise is scary, bro.
You might get your wish.
Man saying Jurgen Sloth, just fuck off, man.
Man said Stone Cold Slot Austin. That's crazy. I'm just gonna say this shit once. 4-4-2 settings, yeah. You might get your wish. Some of you Liverpool fans that don't want Trent in the side, like as right back, you might go right mid instead this time in a 4-4-2. You might cook Darwin Núñez up front in the top two.
Let's bring it back to 05 days.
Bro, he plays 4-4-2.
Genuinely, when teams are playing for like Beckham right wing and them things there, like that's what man are trying to do now. That's
yeah.
I can't believe
4-4-2. We're talking Sean Dyche with a bit of spice. Yeah, that's what we're going. Arne Slut. That's what we're going back to them days.
4-2-3-1, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. So and he's got a transition. Yeah, I know sometimes he goes into a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes, not all the time.
He plays with a double pivot. That's like how his system is. He loves that.
I know, but go look where the attacking mid is, how close he is to Jimenez, and it's technically a 4-4-2. Trust me.
4-2-3-1, bro. But
trust me,
because you wouldn't have an attacking mid in a typical 4-4-2.
Yeah, but you can have a behind the striker 4-4-1-1, 4-4-2. It's the same shit.
That's 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Because the way he plays and the model that
he's trying to do that thing. He's doing that thing. He's doing that thing.
It's literally a 4-4-2. Go look at the way he defends. Go look at the way he attacks. It's not. Look at these Liverpool fans trying to convince themselves so you don't make yourself feel bad. It's okay, Liverpool fans. You're going back. You got Sean Dyche, the little version.
No. This isn't a guy that plays Sean Dyche type of football.
I know he doesn't.
The guy actually.
I said he looks like.
To be fair, if it works for him, I can see why people would consider him a good fit. The type of football they play is okay. The worry I have when you're sort of going for a manager like this is the budget he's had at Feyenoord and how well he's done with it would concern me because it makes me wonder whether the owners are thinking, can we get someone in that we don't have to give a lot of money and he can get results from? That would be my biggest concern. Now, we've seen it before with other teams. They go for a manager that's worked well with a low budget. They don't really back him that well. And then it kind of all goes wrong. He's done well with Feyenoord. The only problem is when he's done well with Feyenoord, Ajax have completely fallen off. Like he's not competing with Ajax because they did a very similar thing to Chelsea. They bought a lot of young players and the model's just not worked. Like Southampton didn't got relegated for the Prem. Like Chelsea are finding out now, you can't do that But Feyenoord have actually just sort of obviously taken the space of where Ajax were in that Dutch league. But they've just won the cup the other day. They're playing good football. He's won a league with them. It kind of suits Liverpool's style. Liverpool have obviously got a squad that have been educated by Jurgen Klopp. So I can see why the fit is there. It's not a big name, but there's actually not too many big names right now that I think are a good fit for Liverpool. So who knows? Like we've got to see with it. But it ain't a Sean Dyche,
bro. Yeah, but you know this whole like good fit, like
for the squad.
What does that?
For the squad, LB. Right. So if you went and hired like, well, I'll just use his name because we're talking about him. But
I'm gonna test you.
Say you went and got Sean Dyche at Man City. Like the way he's going to want his team to set up and the style of player that he'd be looking for, he probably isn't going to find in a Man City team, right? So he'll be like, oh no, this isn't what works for me. I don't like that. That's not like the best comparison, but that's just an easy example. We're talking about him. Whereas if you're going to look for someone like Amorim, I don't feel his style of football really suits how Liverpool play. But someone like Arne Slot, who comes with this high pressing sort of style of football where they can dominate the ball, they can set up in a similar sort of style. He's got tactics in use right now with Feyenoord that don't look too dissimilar to what Jurgen Klopp's got in place with his Liverpool side. That's why it makes it a better fit. They're playing similar systems with similar type of players, just on a way bigger budget. And that's what people look for. That's when you talk about similar styles. Like if Arteta came in to play the same sort of football that Pep's got Manchester City playing, it wouldn't be a shock. But if someone comes in and tries to change the whole model, that's when he's got a squad that doesn't suit what he's asking his players to do.
All right, this is ball knowledge. So since people are such Feyenoord fans, Mons, would you claim you know a lot about Feyenoord?
Not really.
I love that. Dan, you talk about systems, so I'm going to come straight to you. Tell me some of their players. I think you would know because
from Brighton, you can batch. Was it Brighton?
Your hand batch. You mean? Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, go on. Then we don't really play, but go on.
He does play. He does play.
Barely, but go on.
No, he does. He's their number 7. He definitely plays.
Yeah, he's their number 7, but he barely plays. But go on, continue.
He does play.
Go on, keep telling me. Go on, keep telling me.
Santiago Jimenez, which has obviously been spoken about a lot of Chelsea links there. I've watched a bit of him. He's a good finisher, but maybe that error de vis tax. And they've got a player who hasn't played loads, but has done okay for him. Played an okay part is what I'm trying to say. Is like Calvin Stenz. Don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, no, Stenz.
The kid fell off out of Ligue 1 and has kind of come back to the Dutch league.
Where does he play?
They have Timber's brother.
He's a winger, number 10.
And where does he play? Where does Stengs play?
Number 10/winger, I would say.
Continue.
I only know 3 of their players. I'll be honest. I know 3 players.
Yeah, but like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I know loads about him," but I've seen.
That's
them
what
play.
I'm saying. I want to know how people
okay.
tell me it's a 4-3-3 when they play 3 wingers, pretty much.
They don't play 3 wingers.
Well, they do. They got the Minter you that they calling him right there. That's what they call in the Saudi Oman region. He's the monster. When I tell you, yeah, you like go watch this guy. Yeah, I think he's definitely got to move to a Premier. And then they got that Pak Saoui off the left, and Stengs typically does play behind the striker. Viper and even that Timber's brother. I think it's his twin. Is that a twin? Isn't it? That it's got to be a twin. They look exactly the same. Them man just hold it down. Them man just hold it down in the middle. It's a 4-4-1-1, aka 4-4-2. But it's okay if that's the case because I've seen Liverpool in a 4-4-2 sometimes or 4-4-1-1, even with Salah just dropping deep or being the furthest. It's crazy. You're right though, Dan. I do think they suit that system a lot. But it's not even about that. You was gonna ask LB, what's this whole like fitting in kind of thing? What was you gonna say there?
I just think like Liverpool, I think, are a team that can adapt. You know, Liverpool don't play the same style of football as City and Arsenal. They're a lot more direct. They're a lot more direct. I think they could change to be a more counter-attacking side if the manager wants them to do that. I think they can change to be a more possession-based tiki-taka style if they wanted to do that. I think they're ready to adapt to whatever the new manager wants. You know, a lot of people don't realize how direct Liverpool are. I'm not even saying that in a negative way. You know, there's no right way of playing football. I see them go long all the time. I mean, like, I just think that they're about to just enter a process now and a phase when there's managers potentially out there that you could get for the here and now that could go and win them. This team is ready to win. This Liverpool team is ready to win. And I just don't understand why they're going for this Arne Slot guy when they might have 2 more years with these players like Salah. You might get 1 more year out of Salah before he gets off, yeah? Van Dijk is entering the tail end of his career. Do you know what I mean? Like Trent's only got a year left on his deal. Like, what's going on? Like for me, if I was Liverpool, I'd just want them to full send a manager who's got a pedigree of winning. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying, LB, but like this is
I
where
don't say
the
that.
point
My
is-
granddad's gonna get vexed.
No, but this is the point of like where Arne Slot is a good fit, so he should be able to come in and not have to tweak too much and continue the work that Klopp's done without a drastic change in playing style. Whereas if they went and got a winner who's got like a backlog of trophies, I don't know who you're suggesting, but maybe a Zidane or Mourinho, Conte, those sort of players, they're all drastic changes in playing style. Whereas this Arne Slot can come in and it's not too dissimilar. It's almost like caretaker manager coming in for a couple of seasons. Don't change too much. Kind of just progress us a little bit or keep us steady, keep the ship steady. And you know what? It's like it's risk-free. It's not really expensive to go and get him
They
out
don't
of the
want to
job.
keep the ship steady. They want to win trophies, man.
Yeah,
like,
but their ship steady is still challenging for trophies. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to fall off because they're losing one of the best managers in world football. But they need to.
Do you not think they should risk getting a manager
but
who
if
could
they
actually go
risk
and
it,
win them stuff
you know
when they
what it
might
is?
have
It
one more
changed
year
the
of Salah?
style so much,
let
LB.
me, as a Liverpool fan, I'll be honest in it. Yeah, I'd much prefer another winner to come in after Jurgen Klopp. But if you look at the market right now, the market for managers is not very appealing.
That of one stuff, by the way, Mons, as well.
Yeah. If we're talking managers with pedigree who still have a sort out playing style that's almost similar to Liverpool or something that's quite direct and whatever, there aren't many managers that are of serious pedigree in the market, in my opinion, right now. And I think, in fact, not even just my opinion, just in general. I think you look at maybe Nagelsmann and maybe he's probably the most similar style to Klopp, but even he's not mad successful. The fact that he's one of the higher end managers in the market says all you need to know. So for me, I think even though maybe it might be the right time for Klopp to go in terms of being tired or whatever the excuses or whatever the reason is, don't want to say excuse, whatever the reason is, it's not actually the right time in terms of the market. It's not. So if we have to bring in a manager like Slot, who is more stylistically similar, he's a stylistically suits Liverpool, we might have to do that until a manager who is more elite is available in the market. Again, I believe that Liverpool are going for the model of a manager who builds the pillars as opposed to a manager that's going to then be able to help the team cross the bridge.
But the pillars are already built, Mons.
I understand that. Yeah, no, again, but the market, LB.
But you got. Let me just reel off some. You got Flick out there. Yeah, fantastic job. You got Tuchel, who's available. You got Mourinho, who you could potentially bring in. Managers that have absolutely won stuff. You've got players.
Drastic changes in playing squad, and I don't think Liverpool have the money to do that, LB.
Those play styles, you know what that does is what it could do. I'm being devil's advocate, LB. What that could do is, again, like a Mourinho could win you maybe an FA Cup. I don't think he wins Liverpool a league. I don't think he wins Liverpool a Champions League. But what I would say is that if we was to do a cup double under Mourinho, he'd probably then leave the team in tatters. When he goes, he'd leave the team in tatters, and then where we have to build from would be way worse. Would be in a way worse spot than we are in even like now.
But
just for the sake of a cup double.
No, because you're just assuming that you won't win the league. You're just assuming you won't win the Champions League. Why couldn't you win the Champions League with Tuchel? Why couldn't you win the league with Tuchel?
No, they probably could.
Tuchel's won the league before.
Tuchel is a Champions League manager for me, so I understand why we could. We'll always challenge. We'll always do well in the champs because we're Liverpool. But I don't think Mourinho would. I don't think Mourinho would take us to Premier League or a Champions League in this day and age. I don't think today's Mourinho would. And I feel like because he's so specific. Flick, maybe again he's had his stint with Bayern Munich that was really successful. But since then, what have you really seen that's impressive since then?
Yeah, but where's he been since then?
Do you know? No, I'm saying since. Like, for me, I don't see him coming in and turning Liverpool into what that Bayern Munich team is doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Obviously, not going to turn into a Bayern Munich that won 6 trophies in one season, but you know, he can get you competing for the league. He can get you competing for the Champions League. My point is, right, you have a team here that's capable.
It wasn't great at Germany as well.
Yeah, but Germany were washed anyway at that point. And my point is this, yeah, you have a team now that's capable of winning that Champions League, capable of winning the Premier League, especially if you spend another 100, 150 mil on getting some new recruits. I just feel like some Liverpool fans are more bothered about building for the next phase when the phase is already here, ready to be won. You're not in the situation that Cass is in. So if Cass wanted to speak about United, I'm not speaking about Mourinho. I'm not speaking about Tuchel because they can't get United to win the Champions League. They can't get United to win the Premier League next season because they're too far away. So I understand why Cass might want to go for a more process manager, a phase manager. But you guys are ready. You guys are ready to win. And you're just going to throw away next season any chance of winning the league, any chance of winning the Champions League, because you're more bothered about what might happen 3 years down the road. Well, no one knows what's going to happen down the road. By that time, Van Dijk's probably going to be close to retirement. Salah's off. Trent might be gone. I just think like you've got maybe next year like a massive chance to have great success, and you're just throwing it away by getting a process manager. It's my opinion, lads.
No, he's not a process manager. Like, let's get that straight. I don't think this is a process manager. This is someone coming in to like keep the foundations in place that Klopp has laid for the club. There's going to be departures in Arne Slot's reign if he's okay of big name players. Salah potentially this summer, Van Dijk, we don't know when, but in a couple of years probably, or within the next season. If these players go, they're hoping that Arne Slot can keep the squad and the group of players in a similar state to what it is right now. Keep contesting for titles and have he's obviously won stuff and he understands of how to build a team into a winning side, but he doesn't have to do too much building here. I think that's the idea. And I actually think there's more of an argument for Tuchel to go to United or Mourinho to go to United because they're the type of managers that can work wonders in one season with a team and get them to a cup final or something like that and achieve success, but then actually not fix the issues. Liverpool are probably looking across at the Chelseas and other teams around Europe that have had to do a rebuild, and they don't want the same situation. And the way they went about rebuilding their midfield suggests to me that, yeah, they are worried about the next 3 seasons, but they're worried because they're trying to maintain the club in a position. That's why I don't think they've gone too drastic. Yeah, they threw out their whole midfield, probably not their exact choice. I think Saudi had a huge thing to do with that, and the amount of money they put into some players in Liverpool's midfield, they were obviously overpaying for players. But they're trying to do this in a better way and have a better rebuilding process than the likes of Chelsea, and even Real Madrid went a bit drastic with their rebuild. So,
Matt, just to end this, I don't want to go around in circles. I don't think they need a rebuild. That's what I'm saying.
They do, though, because their defense is going to fall. Like, their best defender's going to fall away. Their best attacker's going to obviously leave the club as well.
Not next season, though, bro. This is what I'm saying.
Probably one more season, LB. And then what happens? Then they leave, and then they've had Mourinho for a year, or Tuchel, or Hansi Flick.
And then get rid of them.
They're literally in shit street a season afterwards.
They're not in shit street. Get a new manager in to start the process. You're just throwing away next year. Just throwing it away.
I don't think they're throwing it away. I don't think it's fair to say that, but they're not probably taking the full, like, they're not putting out a full strength challenge, are they? Yeah.
There's no, as I said, the market, the manager market. If we was to go get Nagelsmann, is that going for it? Not necessarily.
No. To go for it is to go for winners.
Well, Flick did an amazing job at Bayern Munich. Why couldn't go get him?
No, because you know what the argument with him, that I've seen, not with me, by the way, is because apparently anybody could have won with that Bayern team. That's the narrative around it. They all think because he's got a super team, anyone was going to win with it. And even though he done 6 trophies in their first time in their history, it doesn't matter. They've absolutely written it off. It's a bit like Ty, yeah? You know Ty from Never a Foul, that one? You can call him the Man United version, the Man United version of Ty from AFTV. He's got reservations over Hansi Flick from beforehand to take over. And it's like, how do you have reservations about a manager who's won it at the top level, that's got a good institution behind him as well, that's a footballing man? I don't understand why people wouldn't want Hansi Flick just because he flopped with Germany. Who gives a shit? In my opinion, who gives a shit? Because like we said, the pool of managers that are out there, he's the best of the bunch by a country mile, unless Zidane's available, probably. That's arguably the only one that you can put him up against. I don't know why you wouldn't want Hansi Flick. I think he plays good football. You know, he's a winner. You know, and I think he's good, and I think he's good at man management too. That's it. I don't know why no one would want him. That's crazy.
I agree. And I just think
I'll take him at Chelsea in a heartbeat. So,
I just don't get. Yeah, exactly. What's the Okay, so you don't want Mourinho, right? You don't want Tuchel. What's the argument that you don't get Flick?
Well,
Who's the
Liverpool.
Well, me.
Yeah, Liverpool. What's the argument that you don't get Flick?
I don't like. Listen, if can anyone tell me, yeah, what Flick like? If we was to go get Hansi Flick, is that Liverpool seriously going for something proper next season? Is that what you'd say on paper? That's the
Better than is it? Okay, my response to that.
I know it's better than Arnold Slot. Let's
Exactly.
not. It is.
So that means it's a better decision, no?
Well, for the long run, not too sure. Not too sure. I think Liverpool. I think this is a safe stylistic choice for the long run for Liverpool Football Club. I think that's the direction they've decided to go. I understand there'll be like you look at Liverpool and go, you're top of the league now. You man aren't like I get it. We're not shit. Like
you're not shit. You're not.
Like this isn't a complete rebuild. This was supposed to be a rebuild, but we found ourselves joint top for a lot of this season. So, but what I'd say is that because I think we've gone for this direction, and I hate to say this as a Liverpool fan, some of the big names I think are going to be leaving if this is the direction we're going.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
So
you think Salah's going to stay here if you got Arne Slot? You might as well kiss goodbye to that guy in the summer.
But this is what I'm saying. So
but they're happy to do that. That's why they're going for Arne Slot, because they know they can cash in on Salah to Saudi Arabia probably this summer, LB.
Why are they happy to do that? Why?
That's the unfortunate direction.
Because I think they want to sacrifice one season to make sure that they're there for the next decade, rather than
sacrifice a season when they could go for a season and win something.
Yeah, but what if they push for that season and then they miss out on players they want if they're rebuild? There's no manager available.
It's not that easy, man. Look, Man City are underperforming this year. Do you know what I'm saying? They're underperforming. The Premier League standard has dropped. There's a reason why only Aston Villa are the only team left in Europe. Liverpool weren't predicted to be where they are. Objectives just changed because we found ourselves topping at Christmas. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
there's still plot holes and gaps in this club, and there's going to be more plot holes and gaps. Luckily, there is a foundation there. If we're able to keep at least 3 of the 4 big guns, so you got Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, and Trent. If we're able to keep 3 of them. That's how we start.
Okay. Guys got standards, man. Guys standards. Big up K.
Okay,
it's not even anything to do with standards. Like I just can see that I can see the direction the club's going with it. Do I agree with it? I need to see who we sign. I need to see who we leaves. So that's why my opinion isn't like, oh, this guy's shit. I can't believe we're doing this. Listen, Slot wasn't even on my list. He wasn't even top 5 on my list. So am I disappointed with the profile manager? 100%. Tactically, I get it, but it's underwhelming again. But I've been saying things have been underwhelming about my club for years, and look where we are. So I have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, this is
go on.
Well, no, Mr. Link, big up Mr. Link, man. He's a big supporter of the channel, so big up yourself. Hope to see you lot later on Big Expanse as well at 3 o'clock. Amorim went sour because he wanted a squad overhaul with forwards, defense, centre back already in the middle of a transition. It doesn't suit us to start over again. But I don't know what you wanted to say, Dan. I'll respond to that afterwards if you want, if you got a different point. But I think Amorim, if you want to talk about profile, Dan, as you said, I think Liverpool got the players to play what he wants mostly. He only needs a couple extra players. Like,
I think he want more than a couple, Amorim. I think that's probably the reason. I think you've got to remember Liverpool, they're not this team that splash a lot of cash, and they've just splashed a lot this summer. All right, they've spent a lot of money, right? But they're not going to go and do what Chelsea have done or even what Arsenal have done in the last sort of 3-4 years. So I think Amorim would probably expect the kind of backing Arteta's had, or maybe even more. Whereas I think Arne Slot, like I said, is probably going to come in and be okay with a
Liverpool
budget.
Clearly don't want a back 3. It goes to say this. Liverpool definitely don't want a back 3.
That's why they haven't gone for Amorim. There's probably issues there that they probably just don't feel like they're a good match. And they're probably not, if we're being fair, that they're probably not a great match in terms of what the manager wants and what the board want. But actually, out of the playing squad, it's probably not too far away, but he probably still wants some bigger names. I think the main thing for me with Arne Slot, if it is going to be him coming in, is that he doesn't replicate the mistakes of Ten Hag. And I'm not saying that because of similarities in how they look. I'm saying it because they decided to back players from a league that isn't at the quality you need in the Premier League. Ten Hag signed a lot of players from Ajax, from Dutch football, because they work for him in the system. They've come over to the Premier League, and a lot of them have proven they're not at the standard required. So I think Arne Slot needs to make sure that he's not, like, you don't want to see players like Yakambatch rocking up at Liverpool, because he obviously wasn't good enough for Brighton. I mean, this Jimenez looks like a good striker, but how good is he really? Timber, the kid looks good, but let's see. Like, obviously his twins in the Prem and looked okay, but got injured. Can they deal with the physicality in their body types? You're just not sure yet. Like, there's a lot of issues, but I think the main thing for me is you don't want to see Arne Slot recruiting from the Dutch league, because that league is not at the level required for Premier League.
I put an outright ban on it, me. If I was Edwards, I'd say no player is allowed to join Liverpool from the Eredivisie. Just ban it, mate, because that, you know, you got to look elsewhere. I think that's where Ten Hag went massively wrong with his signings. But yeah,
there's a lot of chat about Ten Hag and backhanders though, isn't there, as well? So
yeah.
But we're gonna end it there. This is gonna go over to Said's channel, but do enjoy this clip as well before we wrap up as well.
Fucking scrape it in it. Sorry lad. Sorry about that. Just scrape it. Just scrape that in. Scrape that project. Look at that. Scrape.
Big up the term, man.
And scrape the project.
Hey, that is killer beat.
Yeah, but make sure to subscribe to Big Six Bands. It's LB and obviously BDB Dan. You know, but yeah, so do get them more subscribers. Everything else, go watch them when they go live and all that good stuff. And we'll be back tonight. Who's playing tonight? Man United, Sheffield. Liverpool's got Everton at Everton.
Oh, that's why you're in blue months for Everton.
Yeah, that's the one.
No, I was actually in blue for Chelsea yesterday, but you know, just fucked it up.
Yeah. All right, see you later.